started 2006 to work for Bittenauer Winery as assistant winemaker, and then we take over the winery 2011.
It was very hard in the beginning. It was very difficult for us to find people who like our wines, because the wines were so different to what people were used to. With our first vintage being 11, ready to be sold in 12, we did a couple of wine fairs organized by the Austrian Wine Marketing Board in Poland and London, and we basically did not find anyone. And then when we started, we decided that we're going to try this for 5 years. If it's not working after 5 years, then we have to give it up. And Alex goes back into his old job, and I increase my hours in my office job. And then we thought, well, the last chance we have is if we're going to Vin Salon Naturel in Cologne. This was in 2016, and there we found our first importers from Montreal, and yeah, that was our start. Without meeting David Wolf from Ward Associates, there would not be no Koppitsch anymore.
For me, it's very important to work organic in the vineyard, especially biodynamic. I started to have an inside look in biodynamic 2006 at Bittenauer Winery. We have I started biodynamic school with Dr. Andrew Laurent, and we tried at home 2007, and I see 2008 amazing difference between before, and so we chose to do also biodynamic, not only organic.
It's now the third year that we also have bees, and the bees are just complementing our whole holistic approach. We're trying to improve every day, and also to make our winery more holistic. And we thought the bees are a nice addition to our daily life in a ways of trying to understand the circle of life, or just the whole process of growth and then death in winter, basically, much better. Biodynamics in general, for us, it's very personal, because in the end I think it's always important that you as a person enjoy what you are doing, and we are trying to evolve and to become better every day. And also on an emotional level, it's just important that you are fine and that you find your middle, and only if you are balanced you can get the best out of what you basically daily do. The personal aspect of biodynamics is simply that it gives mental strength to Alex, basically through connecting to his land and to his vines and to the cosmos and the earth, basically. It's when he does the biodynamic spraying, he always does it by hand, so we don't have a quad or a tractor or a spraying machine or anything. He dynamizes the water and the preparates in his barrel by steering it by hand for an hour. Then it takes the dynamized preparate or water in canisters and goes to the vineyards, puts it in a bucket. He has a brush, and then is basically just spraying it by hand on the ground, the preparate 500, or into the leaves, the preparate 501. The whole tour takes him about 6 hours. He walks about 11 kilometers, but this is just what he needs to focus, to concentrate, to meditate, to find his balance with the cosmos and the earth.
I think Abendrot. It's so complex, the complexity, the acidity. In the beginning, when I tasted for the first time a white wine and red wine blend, I was very confused, but now I love it. It's not white, it's not red, it's different, and this is great. So we are not dogmatic, but since 3 years ago we don't use sulfur anymore, because for me are the wine more lively as with sulfur.
So in 2017, after harvest, Alex was tasting all the single batches we had, and he had a strong feeling that it would be the right time for him to have the first cuvée of his life. Because when we started in 11, Alex was very much focused on single varieties. We have 24 different vineyards and in total 11 different varieties. And for him, our first years were in our own winery where he was the boss, and after his father retired, it was important for him to discover and experience the potential of each vineyard. So we had every vineyard vinified separately. And 17 was the first year when he was like, okay, I think now I'm ready, and we're going to have blends, and we're going to have the focus on the soil more and not so much on the varieties anymore. So Homok was his idea because he is also a little bit fluent in Hungarian, which I'm not. And he said, since all the Weißburgunder and Grüner Veltliner and the Sauvignon grows on the sandy soil, and these three wines were the first ones where he felt strongly attached to, that they go really well together in a blend. He said, and I also already have a name for it, we're going to call it Homok. And I was like, Homok? Is this Japanese? No, that's Hungarian, it means sand. And I went, you're amazing, that's a great name. And this was basically the start of our soil concept, which we still have.
2015 we had a cellar tasting, and we taste different grape varieties, but in the end we think that the soil is more important than the grape, because Grüner Veltliner and Pinot Blanc from Seefeld smells and tastes different as from the Neuberg, from the limestone hills. And so we just only produce soil types, soil blends.